So today we're going to see if we can continue to be successful with the sealed deck that we have built for this Ravnica Allegiance sealed event. We have started out 1-0, winning our first game rather impressively, if I do say so myself, on the back of drawing both of our mythic rares. We do have the amazing Ooze, which is just fantastic and limited, and then we do also have Domri, the Planeswalker, and turns out if you get to use the emblem on a Planeswalker, there's our good friend Domri, then you're going to be doing all right. Now this is actually kind of questionable to keep, because we don't have any 2-drops, and we don't have any red. Green is the number one thing that we need to draw with our deck, though. So we do have green. And we are going second. This is kind of a tough call. My first instinct was to mulligan this, but I think we're actually going to take a gamble here and try to keep this. Just because I'm on the draw, and I do have green. And we're one land away from at least playing cards, and 2 lands away from ramping into 5, at which point we can play almost everything in our deck. Yeah, so go ahead and do that. So at least we got to the 3 mark, and that's important. Yeah, Scuttle Gator costs 6. The other Riot Trampler costs 7. Pretty much everything else is 5 or less. So if we do make it to the 4, then Domri will do wonderful for us. That is troublesome, but okay. Go ahead and try to develop this. So it looks like our opponent's going to be on green-red with a black splash, which is what we almost did. It's a shame that we didn't get to develop this, but again, we don't sadly have red. We top deck red. Oh god. Alright, now this is indeed a problem. Flying trample. So I mean we can block it, but then we can't block it and fight it. Alright, so our opponent has started by playing a rare and a mythic rare, and I kept on a very questionable hand. Shame on me. And I'm now being punished for it. So, is what it is. They're gonna get to utilize their spectacle. Also, just based on the lands here, it actually looks like I was incorrect. It looks like this is gonna be Rakdos with a splash for green, but our opponent is off to a fantastic start here. It does not bode well for us. Not at all. Alright, so they're going to get the Blade Juggler at the discount price, because this, very wonderfully for him, activates the spectacle. Yeah, not much I can do. We are at a pretty big disadvantage with our opponent getting lands and us not so much. We're going to take a damage from the Cinder Vines here, but let's just go ahead and get rid of that at the end of the turn. That would be very nice to play if I could, but I sadly cannot. Alright, we are behind the 8 ball here. Alright, so if we get another land, we can at least get some interesting things down. They really want to protect this. Yeah, I don't... They keep saying oops here. Ooh. That is very not good for me. That is a big boy. Alright, well, We found a land, but it was our second guild gate, so I think we just lose this, right? I'm not sure I have the tools to come back from this, at least in my hand. And even if I start drawing them, I can't draw. I'm at this weird scenario now where I need other cards than what I have in my hand in order to impact the board properly. We'll say no blacks, I guess. And to go even further, to get out of this, I need more lands than what I have, sure. Yep. And then I just die, right? Right. Alright, well, so this was my fault. This was a textbook case of should have mulliganed and did not. So, lesson learned. This theoretically can buy me some time. Alright, so this gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Let's return this to its owner's hand. Oh yeah, I can't actually because of the Cinder Vine, so I'm just gonna suicide with style. Let's go ahead and let's have these fight each other and then die to Cinder Vines like a champ. Alright, so what did we learn? Trust my instincts. I was trying to be greedy with the mulligan, and I was punished for it. So we're gonna jump into another game, and hopefully this one will go better, and hopefully I will be able to properly mulligan here. Alright, so we have all of our colors covered. Alright, I think this one is safer. Even though we only have 2 lands, we have all of our colors covered, and we are 1 land away from playing everything in our hand but Scuttlegator. So I feel much, much better. Much, much better about keeping this one. The last time, I think the big issue was that we didn't have red. So we're going to go ahead and... very nice with the growth spiral. And where do we want to go with this? Let's go with this. And let's choose the counter. I think I like this one better. Until we find more lands, stuff like Scuttlegator isn't helping us out. We might keep this because this is a house, but we might get rid of this. I don't know yet. It's hard to give up a crab, turtle, crocodile, you know? Alright. Giving something flying until end of turn seems very, very good. Alright, let's declare this as an attack. I'm actually, I think, going to ditch. It's kind of a tough call. Yeah, let's ditch that. We need to dig a little bit deeper here. And then we'll play our guy with reach, because if they want to try to gain flying, we'll be able to block. That is a big boy. That is a big boy indeed. Alright. We're going to go ahead and attack with both of our creatures here. And I think we're going to ditch this as we hunt for more lands. And we're going to go ahead and choose both. And we want this to get the +1/+1 and this to return, just to slow him down. Yeah, I think still blocked, but... I wanted to attack with this to cycle through. Because again, we really want to find... lands. Alright, so this is really good for our opponent. Being able to draw cards and gain life consistently seems strong for them. But now we have found some lands. So we can start doing some things like potentially playing our other cards. If we can get the spider going, I think we'll be alright. This seems really good. I'm fine with taking a turn off, if you will, to draw more cards. This is going to be a really good engine for me, I think. I got a feeling this is one of those games that's going to be in for the long haul, if you will. So we'll go ahead and do that. Get our spider down. I'm a big fan of that. That'll hopefully help us block the creeper. Unless they have a counter. And then we get to draw a card from our project. And now we're cooking with gas, as they say. Interesting that that's the card that they wanted to lock down. They must not want me to cycle through things. It does seem rather interesting to me, though. We're gonna go ahead and try to nuke this. And then we're also gonna go ahead and develop our friend here and draw another card. Getting, we'll say no attacks. Getting this is a big deal, though, because that'll thrust us into Wrecking Beast the following turn, and then we'll be in a position to start trying to push more damage unless they have removal of some kind. Alright, so that's a problem for us. Just a little bit. We'll take the counter over the haste. So we can't stop that, but... We are in a good position. I always like adding the green because if we find our ooze, then that ends up being kind of a big deal. So we're going to go ahead and bring... Let's go ahead and bring both. Now let's just bring the 7/7 and go from there. Let's gain some health back because I like drawing cards. And then I guess we'll save these for next turn. We won't be able to bounce the hexproof, but we will be able to do some quality work here, I think. Yeah, we'll let this through. I think we want to do this on my turn for a couple of reasons, but let's go ahead and choose both. Target creature gets +1/+1. Let's give it to our trample guy, and let's return this to the hand. And we get the concede. Okay, so much better this time around. Trusted my gut with the mulligan, which again was potentially questionable, but our hand was much different this time around, and we had all of our colors covered, which is really important. So, all right, we are 2-1. We're going to end this video here today. Thanks for making it this far, and I hope to catch you in the next video.